Hey, you guys, glass of beer. I'm back again. I had to pause it because somebody's playing the music and I didn't want to get copyrighted. But like I was saying, through natural progression of your investments, you achieve what the people call financial freedom. Now, it is what it is. I mean, financial freedom is supposed to be achieved when, now listen to this, this is what they say, when you no longer have to work for someone else. Another part of financial freedom could be when you got more income than outcome. You know what I mean? Where you got more money coming in and you got more money going out. That could be financial freedom too. Not worrying about it. You got more money, then you got more money. All right, now, a lot of you guys out there in the S&P and the stock market and the NASDAQ. But one thing, at most, when I be looking at the stock market channels and things, not saying anything about them, but most of the time, when I'm looking at those, they tell you about dividend stocks, how you gonna make this money out of dividends. But what they neglect to tell you, how much money. All right, I got this one guy, he comes on the channel and he tells me he gets $2,000 from his dividend. So I had to ask him. I said, and this is what you guys neglect to tell your viewers. How much money do I really have to have in the stock market to receive $2,000 per month on dividends? You hear me? You know how much money that is? You have to receive. You have to have anywhere, depending on your rate, from $1 million to $500,000 already in the stock market growing dividends in order for you to even come close to the $2,000. Now, a $2,000 a month dividend return. They don't tell you that. They don't tell you that. And then if you ever notice, these stock market guys never tell you about the vast and emerging hotness of owning cryptocurrency. They never tell you that. You know? So they avoid that. Even though all your major players, from Fidelity, BlackRock, to the United States, to all central governments, are now buying Bitcoin or have some form of cryptocurrency. And it kind of disturbs me because they try to eliminate you because maybe you're a little older. Like me, I'm 63. We didn't become financially independent until I was 55, roughly. That's when everything took off. So you're never too old. Now, like I said, we fired out when I was 55. Now I'm 63. What I'm saying is, when you go to these stock guys, they're always going to tell you this. And this is very difficult, especially if you're a good-looking guy like me and you get the girls. You're not going to sacrifice 30 years of just saving and have no life. You know what I'm saying? And this is what they're trying to tell you. This is how you got to do it. No, you don't. So, to me, at age 55, decided, okay, first of all, you have to make some choices. Where do you want to live? And how do you want to live? You know? And are you content? Or do you have enough solid income that you know is going to last you forever? And buying in inflation and everything else, you got enough solid income to show and justify you paying rent every month. Now, when you get my age, you got to eliminate that rent shit. And I hate to tell you that, because that and overhead, you're going to get rid of those overheads. So you find a place. Matter of fact, they told me I should start this, but I wouldn't. It's called consultation. Call me up if you guys want to find a place, and we'll show you. Because it's a tricky moment. Even if you find a new place for sale, then you got to worry about what kind of jurisdiction it's under. Is the money's well managed, which electricity stays on? Will they build another building right on the side of you and mess up your view that you currently paying for? All of those has to be taken into consideration. But after you do that, you eliminate your overhead. Meaning, if you don't have to pay rent, that's just one less thing you got to deal with. Because you ain't got to pay no more rent. You hear me? So just imagine this. And your property taxes chump change. It's not like in America where you got a $1 million house and you got to pay $1,000 a month. No, our property taxes, how much? If I was to combine all our property taxes from all our different places, it don't even come up to around $100. You hear me? So that is something you really don't have to even worry about. Now, imagine this. Now, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about just an average, normal person. You come over here, you're on a fixed income. And that fixed income, based off of your rent, food you eat, how you budget. Now, imagine this. Imagine if I eliminated rent. Thank you. Which is a major portion of your retirement budget. If you eliminate that, okay? Now you're a lot more comfortable to pursue other things, like working on your health, buying the necessary vitamins, trying to find the necessary wife that you can afford to take care of. All those things is a factor, man. You know.
Expensive, huh?
Yeah. I was telling my wife this before. I said, when I first came here in 2008, you couldn't see an old man without a young woman. And you knew it was pay to play. You know what I'm saying? But now Thailand done went up a little bit in price. The women are starting to do OnlyFans and all this. So now, the average expat, you see him, he's walking alone. Dig it? Now, mind you, not saying this, me and my wife been married for 10 years. And, in fact, we were poor together when we first got together. Yeah, but we told you that story. We were poor together. So, and all the money we earn, and I have to specifically tell you guys this: me and my wife together, all the money we earned, we did it together. We worked hard too, you guys.
No sleepless night, fighting, all inclusive,
yeah.
All in one for
So,
all.
So you guys, that's a little old bitty tidbit, on what you should do. All right. Now, this is my walkie talkie. You see how sweaty I am. But life could be awfully boring if you just focus on exercise, or you just keep trying to focus on budget. That can screw you around. Because it seems to me when people focus on budget so much, they break it. Because you always focusing on it, you know. And then then what happens is you always got a wish list. You know, oh, I wish I had enough money to do this. Oh, I wish I had enough money to do that. And then you start watching other people's videos and trying to compare your life to theirs because you on a budget and they're not. You understand what I'm saying? So the wish list, you know, you be looking at a few videos, you say, oh, I wish one day. And then what happens is you might receive that money and do some stupid shit. Go out and buy a brand new Ducati, brand new Ducati motorcycle, not knowing how to drive it, and just wreck it and tear it up because it was on your wish list. You know what I'm saying? And let me explain something to you guys. Being happy is a construct of what you think it takes to make you happy. Now, when I say construct, meaning it's an illusion. You know what? Women go through this illusion a lot because they don't find when you're stable, a woman get bored. Yeah. When there's no bills, there's no struggle, a woman to get bored. That's one of the ones you date. Because when you was dating her, everything was exciting. We was doing everything new. Everything was so new. So then when you get to aspect of stability, stableness, that you don't have to worry about this. Whereas you going into the supermarkets and you don't care about the price, you just want it. You know, sometimes you can get bored with that. You can. You know, and you find yourself in the supermarket all excited. You know, you can't wait to run out of food. Yeah, oh, wow, you get to go shop. You know, see what's new.
Hey, you're talking about me.
So, and trying to maintain your health. Now this is yeah, it's a balance because this is what happens. This happens to me, you guys. Everything's running smooth, right? Like now, I'm trying to keep my mind straight because everything is running smooth. You know, I know the recession is about to hit. You know, we was preparing for that. You know, because we come from recession area, so we have been preparing for that. You know, with the way we hold our finances. I told you we only got 3 major investment portals, and that's gold, Bitcoin, and real estate. All right, so which is recession proof, you know, and that's how we hold on to it. But what happens is this: if I'm not trading on a daily basis, I get bored, and then when you get bored, your mind wanders. You know, so either I'm staying up under this Game Boy I got, or you know, my PlayStation. Because when I got time for my mind to wander, I think about my health. You know, and then you start looking at all the different health things. And just like those commercials in America about, you know, mesothelioma. I don't know what the fuck that is, but you know, they say if you got this, you got that, you got this, you got this. So your mind start hypochondriacing. You know. So every little ache and pain, every little mishap, you think it's something wrong with you. So I'm coming to the conclusion, meditation is best. I have to learn how to slow down because each day I used to get up, look at our portfolio, see what I can adjust, see if I can buy somebody's loose cash. But right now, all we can do is sit back and hold on, you know, Do not make any big financial investments. Try to keep what you have and stack what's coming in. Now, I'm saying for the next progressive future. I mean, at least until December, you guys. So, but Trump is doing a damn good job, and he gonna bring back the job that my daddy used to have. You know, where you can get a job right out of high school and take care of a family. One of them jobs. So it's gonna take some time, you guys. So just hold on, keep it straight, keep it funky. All right, and this is a glass of beer, man. I'm up here sweating like a snitch at a gangster party. All right, it's glass of beer 1, 2, 3. I want you guys to like, subscribe, and join a member, man. Because we on the Patreon, I swear, we put some real intriguing stuff out. So you guys stay strong. Glass of beer coming to you from Pattaya, Thailand, by the beach. Retired, fired out expat that's finna go home and eat very well. All right, you guys, glass of beer, we out.